everyone, and thank you to those that invited me, especially Sanu and the work of Transitions Family Violence Services and all of those that are here tonight that do this work for hosting this important Unity Vigil. We are trying to work regionally, so I say hello to my brothers and sisters in this work as legislators and as elected officials and as community. I am sending love to the families that have lost loved ones to this senseless violence. And to those of you that may be listening that just need a better alternative, help is available. Please seek it. Tonight's theme is right on point, and I'm not going to get to preaching, Mr. Anton Bell, but it is on point because sometimes folks need us to be their voice. But one thing that I have learned is that first we must listen before we can speak up on behalf of others. And as a legislator, it is my job to listen as we work together to fight for safer communities, safer schools, and safer homes. And we can't stop until that's a reality for us all. That's why we heard from the community, and we've worked to get laws to help protect survivors of domestic violence and millions of dollars for violence prevention and victim services. And close to $6 billion for gun violence prevention, because we know that when there is a gun present in domestic violence situations, it can turn even deadlier. There was over $1 billion in rent, mortgage, and utility relief to keep folks housed. And that's super important for those that need to relocate. And we expanded programs like SNAP and childcare. But the most important thing is that even though laws can't change minds and hearts, we can provide the services that are needed, especially for those that need it in their time of need the most. And we've been changing the tune, y'all, from judgment to accessibility for those that need help. So those who find themselves muted or voiceless are often not that way because of their own doing. Situations may get the best of us temporarily, but that's where community comes in. And here's the most important piece of tonight's theme of being a voice for the voiceless. It is a call to action for those of us that are in a position to help. Each one of us knows someone who has been through or is going through something that might have left them temporarily unable to fight for themselves. And it's up to each of us who can to listen to their concerns, to be their voice, and to work hard to promote love, healthy relationships, and safer communities. So to those of you in the trenches, I say, please keep being the change and doing the work. I stand in awe of you, I stand up for you, and I stand with you in this fight for this work. Thank you so much.
I want to applaud everybody that's here because I'm glad that we're finally talking about it. I'm a survivor of many years of abuse, and I applaud you for being here today. For me, this is my truth. I could sugarcoat it, pour sprinkles on top, but I am no Ruth. It was my senior year of high school that would start the story. I was young, dumb, and in love, but that unfortunately is just the backstory. 2 weeks before prom, and it was all gone. Goodbye future, goodbye dreams. Hello tear-soaked pillows and late night screams. As the 2 pink lines faded, in my mind I felt jaded. You see, my abuser was my high school sweetheart. And when he heard I was pregnant, he insisted that we get married. So I did as requested and moved miles and miles apart. Baby bumped my belongings and all that we could have possibly carried. Far from my family, my friends, and what I knew was my life. He said it's gonna be all perfect. That is right before I became a battered wife. You see, it was perfect for him. It was perfect for him. I had no car, no friends, no family in sight. A first-time mom, no idea what to do, and it seemed like all we did was fight. Argue about where he was going and when he would return. I was in the house all day long, not a dime to my name. When would I learn? I wouldn't. What a damn shame. And not for years, unfortunately. I couldn't believe that something like this could be happening to me. Not straight A Janae, not track star Janae, not I wish a dude would, I'd knock his lights out Janae. Not me. But it was happening, and no ifs, ands, or buts, or maybes. Before I knew it, I was moving to Italy, and I was pregnant with our second baby. The abuse got worse, much worse than any smile I could fake. I even almost lost our Zaria due to the abuse. It was all I could take. When I finally had her, I was so relieved. She had been through so much, all because she was inside of me. I was determined to run, jump, whatever I had to do to flee. But there was nowhere to run. I was in a foreign country. Just on 911, you say? They'll arrest him at least. My abuser was an MP. He was the police. Then one day it happened. I realized I was through with crying, through with trying to hide through all the abuse. So I made up a plan to convince him to let me go. Homebound back to the States with my babies in tow. Months went by and I thought, whew, this chapter was finally over. But I could not have been more wrong as he popped up on me. I never thought he could be that strong. As he lifted me with one hand gripped around my neck, I felt the life leave my body. I was like, what the heck? As he released my neck, I dropped to the ground. Then boom, a box slammed over my head and no one was around. I reached for my keys when I came to, then straight to the police. This was it, I was through. It's been years since that day. I nearly lost my life. It's been hard, it's been rough, but it's been worth all the strife. I stand here today as a voice for the voiceless. As a senior pre-med student, this is my second degree. Broken crayons still color. There's purpose in what you can't see.
Educate yourself, your children, your friends, and all the people in your life. Learn the warning signs and dynamics of an unhealthy relationship.
Know where your lawmakers stand and encourage strong legal advocacy for victims of domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, and stalking.
Reach out to your social and professional institutions and ask that they provide education on domestic violence issues.
If someone you know is being abusive, hold them accountable. Speak up.
Know your rights in a relationship. You deserve kindness, respect, and equality. Don't accept less than you deserve.
Know your resources. Be a good advocate for someone in need. Be patient, non-judgmental, and supportive of those experiencing violence.
Support your local domestic violence agencies. Volunteer your time, participate in their programs, and help fund their missions.
Ask your employer about partnering with a shelter for volunteerism, community service, and fundraising.
Mentor young people. Engage them in discussions of personal responsibility, respect, healthy communication, positive conflict resolution, and the tenets of healthy relationships.
Take a personal pledge of nonviolence. Peace begins at home.